Aloha everyone. In this video, we're going to cover whether or not now is a good time to buy short-term rental properties in Hawaii and the important considerations that potential buyers should be looking at. You see, I've been getting a lot of investment-minded people reaching out to me lately that are interested in purchasing a short-term rental property in 2025. So I figured now is a good time to discuss my 4 pillars of short-term rental investing. As a real estate investor myself, I've learned that there are multiple important factors to consider when analyzing potential deals. Most people only focus on just one of the 4 factors, which makes it hard to see the big picture and the full scope of benefits that come from buying a short-term rental. By the way, these 4 pillars can be applied to short-term rental properties throughout the United States, not just Hawaii. I'm going to quickly explain the 4 different pillars or factors to analyzing deals, and then we'll dive into more details. And if you stick around to the end of the video, I'll share some insights into where I think our real estate market here in Hawaii is heading, and I'll give you some tips on how to start your search. So the 4 pillars are as follows. Number 1 is cash flow. Number 2 is property value appreciation or equity. Number 3 is tax advantages. And number 4 is personal usage. Now, I'm sure everyone watching this video already knows that cash flow is the rental income minus property expenses. And while it is an important consideration, cash flow is the one factor that most people spend too much time focusing on. I encourage my clients to think of cash flow as a safety net. In Hawaii in particular, it's not going to get you rich quickly, but it will help you pay the bills while you take advantage of the other pillars. Here are some general expectations in our current Maui market. If you're buying a property with all cash, the good deals will provide around 3 to 5% ROI. So $1 million property will net you around $30,000 to $50,000 per year after you pay all your expenses. That's if you don't have a mortgage. If you do plan to carry a mortgage, with today's elevated interest rates, you'll probably need around 40 to 50% cash down payment to break even on the rental income compared to all the property expenses like HOA dues, property management, utilities, insurance, and property taxes. Again, the mistake that most people make is they spend too much time focusing on the cash flow without taking into account the other 3 factors. The second pillar is property appreciation or gained equity. This is the value of the property going up over time. Now, of course, the important disclaimer is that appreciation is not guaranteed. However, if we look at the historical statistics, the median property values on Maui over the past 10 years, you see that we've had a very steady growth of around 8.19% per year on average. This is in the condo category, which is where you're going to find most of our short-term rentals here on Maui. Values went up from a median sales price of $410,000 in 2015 to $899,000 in 2025. I also encourage my clients to look for the properties that have more potential upside for appreciation by looking at comparable sales in the same area. If you study the market, there are definitely deals out there. Again, we recognize that appreciation is not guaranteed, and it's always possible that property values will decline in the short term. But if you take a long-term mindset with your real estate investing, the overwhelming odds are that you'll come out ahead. The third pillar or factor is a big one that most people don't even consider at all. Buying investment properties comes with tax advantages. Look, everyone's tax scenario is different, so you really have to do your own homework on this one. But buying a short-term rental property in particular unlocks another layer of tax advantages. This is a topic that I'd like to dive into in more detail in future videos, but with more advanced strategies like cost segregation and accelerated depreciation, you can significantly reduce the amount of taxes you pay each year. I actually just hired a company to do a cost segregation study on my investment properties, and it's likely that I'll pay little to no income tax this year because of it. This pillar really is a huge benefit that most people completely overlook. The fourth pillar is the personal usage. This one's pretty obvious. People that buy property in Hawaii often like to use their properties for their own vacations. And of course, you can easily calculate how much money you'll save on hotels, which is substantial, but you can't put a price on the memories that you'll create with friends and family while vacationing in your own property. You get access to owner's closets and have the comfort of knowing that you'll get the exact accommodations that you want whenever you want. And it's going to be in one of the most beautiful destinations in the entire world. So those are the 4 factors to consider when analyzing whether or not purchasing a short-term rental property is right for you. Successful buyers take at least 3 of these factors into consideration when choosing the right property for them. And the most common mistake that I see made is when buyers lose sight of the big picture by focusing too much on just one of the factors. To put it bluntly, if the rental income cash flow is the only factor that is important to you, this probably isn't the right investment for you. No one here in Hawaii is getting rich quickly off the cash flow alone, especially if you have a mortgage expense. However, if you understand and appreciate at least 3 of these pillars, and the timing is right for you to pursue your own purchase, I would be happy to help. We're definitely in a buyer's market right now, which creates opportunities for savvy buyers to land some really good deals. And all indications here on Maui have shown that the real estate market here is just starting to heat up now. And I truly believe that 2025 will turn out to be a great year to buy short-term rental properties in Hawaii. Now, if you're just getting started in your search, one of the best ways to get started is by browsing the properties currently available that actually allow short-term rentals. One of the challenges with people who are using the big national real estate websites like Zillow and Realtor.com is they don't specify which properties allow short-term rentals and which ones do not. So that's why I created the short-term rental pages for all the major islands on my website. In the description below, I'll share links to these pages. There's one for Maui, there's one for Oahu, there's one for Kauai, and there's one for the Big Island. And it's really easy to create a saved search for any of the island's short-term rentals by entering your property details that are important to you, like size or price range, and clicking Save Search. Fill out your information and don't forget to adjust how frequently you want to be notified. The default setting is weekly, but if you really want to keep an eye on the market, I suggest changing this to daily. And of course, when you're ready to get serious about purchasing a property here in Hawaii, feel free to reach out to me directly. And we'll schedule a time for a phone call or a video call to see if myself or one of my associates would be a good fit to work with you. And finally, if you found value in this video, please hit the like button and share the video with anyone you know who might be considering buying a short-term rental, not just in Hawaii, but anywhere in the United States, as I do think that understanding these 4 pillars is of value to investors throughout the country. Now, I hope to see you all in the next video. In fact, if you haven't already seen my video explaining the potential changes to short-term rental laws on Maui, I highly suggest you check that out next. And don't forget to subscribe for more updates. Aloha.